What? Wait, would you live normally at this body temperature at 93.4 degrees? Normal body temperature is around 90.6, and hypothermia sets in when the core body temperature gets lower than 95. Jesus. Is that when it gets lower than 95? Is that just because it's assuming your extremities are colder, or is it really? Damn. Okay, good one, Chief. It's probably external, which is very inaccurate. Yes, thank you. Yes, I'm aware that this is not a real reading. Yes. There is no shot. Oh, wait, is this the crazy live forever guy? The MRI showed that my terrible posture was killing my brain. The cerebral, it's going to be something about compressing my cerebral spinal fluid in the cracks and not letting it refresh.
I've been spending millions of dollars trying to create a protocol that slows my speed of aging and reversing the aging that has happened. An important part of that is posture. I never learned good posture in my life. I found this by actually finding a ticking time bomb. I had internal jugular vein stenosis. These internal pipes that have blood flow from my brain were restricted because of bad posture. My team and I went on this kind of code red alert of we didn't know how serious it was. Like, was I going to have a seizure? Was I going to have a stroke? I didn't know. I engaged with a specialist and I worked on a bunch of physical therapy and I corrected the problem without surgery.
I don't believe this at all. I don't believe no shot. We discovered that I have genetically narrow internal jugular veins. My biomarker is dangerous, cutting off the flow of blood out of my brain and back of my... Okay, maybe if he has like a problem, like a genetic problem or something, that might be true. Congenital means that like at birth, right? Maybe?
Your spine up through your head and it's pulled straight up. So when I'm trying to find the right posture position, I'm just imagining someone pulling that string above my head. I'm trying to have my head straight like that. That's a really nice starting. Imagine you have a string going through your spine, up through your head, and it's pulled straight up. So when I'm trying to find the right posture position, I'm just imagining someone pulling that string above my head.
Friends, I have the best biomarkers in the world. I'm the healthiest person on the planet. I'm fitter than most teenagers. My skin is smoother than that of women in their 20s who obsess over theirs. I have more stamina in bed than men in their 20s. I have better health markers than any hater, health influencer, and anti-aging doctor and scientist. My mind is sharper than it's ever been. My mental health is at its peak. My protocol, which is loyal to data and science, is better than any big money influenced government guideline or pseudoscience social media fad. Blueprint is the new standard. Jesus. My birthday now happens every 19 months, so you can slow your speed of aging. Fuck. Anybody ever measure how long their telomeres are? I hope mine aren't running out. Jesus Christ. Wait, what drugs is this guy taking? 976 testosterone? How old is this guy? Check for nighttime erections. I think you're supposed to get boners in your sleep. I think it's a sign of good erectile health, and it may be cardiovascular stuff, but I think it's also one of the ways they test for erectile dysfunction. You do like a sleep study and you see if the person can still get a boner or whatever, right? When I bend my head down 60 degrees, I can feel the pressure building in my brain. Is this how many pounds per square inch or whatever, or square feet of pressure there is? Oh no.
Strengthen.
There you go.
I do 2 exercises every day that help me strengthen the muscles. And you'll see this in the video with Gahit. He'll show you the exact muscles. They're small, they're very hard to get to. You're not going to hit them at the gym by doing bicep curls and lunges and other stuff. They're really nuanced. And so the first one is, it's highly technical and it took me a long time to get this right, is you want to have your elbows back, your shoulders like this position, weights in your hand. You want to bring your shoulders up and out. But in doing that, you're strengthening these core muscles around that maintain your posture.
Now here's the thing, guys. You want to pull with the shoulders, not with the wrist. So you hold your wrist back, neck long, and you pull your shoulders up and forward. And that looks better than I expected, actually, because this is very heavy. You know, so I have no other patients doing levator exercises with this weight. Up and forward, beautiful.
I do 2 exercises every day that help me strengthen the muscles. And you'll see this in the video with Gahit. He'll show you the exact muscles. They're small, they're very...
Okay, no one cares. I don't care. Wait, hold on. I need to learn this one, the hand-forehead thing.
Ever so slightly.
There's a lot of patients when they do this takes them such an amount of effort in the beginning that they kind of clench to stay there. And patients who have that habit from before, they can.
Oh my
do this
God!
without
It's like it's like mewing before your forehead.
being visible. So you're not going to see them doing this. It looks perfectly fine, but they're clenching to stay there. When I have someone in my office, I put them in a position, and then when they're not expecting it, they cannot expect it. So I just come in and just, without them expecting it, try to turn them. And if there's resistance, it means they're clenching to stay there. So you have to cue them to stop doing that. So they want to employ minimal effort to stay in beautiful posture.
Any thoughts on why rich people are always obsessed with new age medicine / health shit? Honestly, because a lot of problems in life related to money are very much threshold problems and not like scaling problems. I don't know. What would you say? Like when it comes to like when it comes to like money and happiness, it's very much I think it's very much a thing like this, to where like if you have no money, you're very unhappy, and when you start to make more money, your happiness grows a ton. But then there's like it's a marginal return. At some point, it's like, okay, fuck, like this isn't really doing anything for me. And I think that life can have a lot of revealed problems. This is true in politics as well. Sometimes when somebody's complaining about a thing, they don't actually care about that thing, but there's something else that's fucked up, and that's why they're complaining about it. Once you have enough money, at least at the threshold that you're not like worried about money anymore, you start to notice a whole bunch of other things that are concerning to you. And I would imagine, I don't have to imagine because I'm rich. When you're rich, things like interpersonal relationships and health become like these more obsessive things, or it can become obsessive. They're things that you worry about more, especially health, because it's literally like, okay, well, I have all the money stuff taken care of, but if you have chronic conditions or if you have issues like this, these are things that just make you miserable every day and you can't buy your way out of them. And it's probably very frustrating to have to deal with that, especially when it feels like if you've got resources available to you, you can take care of other problems, you know? Destiny L, you're wrong. People scale happiness by what's relative to them. Poor people are just as happy as rich people. Okay. Spoken like a true middle class. That's a middle class person if I ever saw one. That right there is the most middle class state. God, I hate the middle class. God, I wish whatever candidate we end up supporting in the next elections or whatever, we need to widen the tax base in this fucking country. And you know, we're going to do it. We're going to do it by taxing the middle class. Okay. God, the middle class, they need to pay more taxes. Okay. Because you can't try to live like you're rich. Okay. While you LARP like you're poor. So instead, we're going to tax you like you're rich, and we're going to make you live poor. Okay. That's my 2026. I'm going to run for House in Florida. Who quit? Didn't somebody, wait, is Gates Florida? Didn't he just like quit? That's an open house seat, baby. I'm running. I will run in the House, and that will be my platform. Okay. We will tax the middle class until they suffer as much as they say they do online. Okay. Hell yes. If the TNC wanted to stop switching with Destiny based off this meme tax take, I would not blame them 1%. You want to know the actual unironic take is that if you want to increase revenue effectively for the federal government and nobody wants to talk about it, you probably actually do need to tax the middle class. That's actually the real answer, because there aren't enough billionaires in this country to fund the government because there's just there's not enough of them. You know, you need to widen your tax base, and everybody should feel bought into the country. You should there should be buy-in. The fact that our tax base is so top heavy, I don't think that's healthy. I think if you work and you make $25K a year, you should have to chip in a little bit. And if you're middle class, you definitely should have to chip in a little bit. I don't think the middle class pays their fair share. And you know what? For billionaires and millionaires, go ahead and bump their tax rate up a few points too, because fuck them, because why not? Also because they can fucking afford it. They don't give a fuck, okay? You don't care about the federal fucking tax rate when you're a billionaire. That's a lie. That's some bullshit. That's what a bunch of brokies, okay, on YouTube that are trying to convince you that they're rich, all right? That's what, when people start talking about like, I think the capital gains rate going up, that's gonna have a severe negative bullshit. Get the fuck out of here, you broke motherfucker. You've made $50,000 in capital gains increases over the lifetime of your investments. Why are you talking about some increase on 500,000 plus yearly of capital gains increase? No shot you actually give a fuck about this. I don't believe it. I don't believe rich people care about tax rates, but also I could be, maybe I'm not rich enough to care yet. I don't know. Or I'm an asshole. I say that. I did the calculation on like the tax that I would have to pay moving to New York, and I realized that I dramatically over exaggerate that. It's actually really not that bad. I don't want to move again. Okay. That's actually the actual reason. All right. You didn't actually address his claim that broke people are just as happy as rich people though. I don't think I don't know how I could possibly address that claim. You've either lived it or you haven't. The issue with being super ultra broke is that when you have financial stress, the problem with financial stress is like having back pain or chronic pain, in that it seeps out and it affects every single area of your fucking life. It'll make your relationship more stressful because you're going to fight about bills, and you're going to fight about where to spend money, and you're going to fight about who buys what when. It makes your social life more stressful because you can't go out with your friends all the time. But when you do, you have really awkward conversations about like, oh, I'm going to get a water, and everybody knows why you're ordering something. It's because you can't afford to pay for it. Gift giving seasons can be really awkward. So holidays become insanely fucking stressful because it means you're either going to have to start like payday loaning, or you're going to have to do layaway, or you're going to have to do some weird shit to like get some money for things. Any financial like difficulty becomes a catastrophe. A speeding ticket, a flat tire, Jesus Christ. If the cold temperature rolls around and your fucking heater is out in your house, every single fucking thing in your life, okay, becomes a miserable fucking ordeal to deal with. And then everything that I just said is all built on everything else. So if one of these issues starts to come up, everything else is fucking affected. Okay. So when somebody says like, oh no, poor people and rich people are just as happy as each other, I personally don't agree. I think that's a delusional fucking take. But if your idea of being poor is that like you can't go to Disney World this year, but you went every other year, I don't know what to say to you. That's just my take though. Who knows? Maybe I'm a fucking retard, you know?